CSB, you're on the air.
Hey, good evening, gents.
And a good evening to you.
Doctor, Professor, Cy, all of you. I'd like to hear more about this water power, because I understand it's still under wraps and top secret, and you can't really get down to the brass tacks and the nuts and bolts and get all nitty-gritty on your itty-bitty shitty. But will just any water do?
Well, the idea is right now that we're working with salt water, but we might actually have to go with fresh water. We're toying around with both of them at the moment.
As for the freshwater motor, what's its deal? Like just any old water falling out of the sky will do?
Well, pretty much. We're trying to get it so we could just basically split up the hydrogen and oxygen. The oxygen, of course, would be the product. The hydrogen would be what actually processes the motor, and that the whole reaction of that causes it to go.
Well, you've been very informative, good sir.
Well, as we try to be here, that's what we do. And
cool, man. Your mom doesn't have balls or anything.
Well, I guess I have to say I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
CSB, you're on the air.
Hey there, this is Zeke out of Brunswick. I picked up this here solar-powered chainsaw. That thing's garbage, man. It only got up to about 7,200 RPMs. It's definitely not enough for no chainsaw. Thing won't even let me cut the heads off a chicken or cut my mail. Or I can't even open up my crates.
Well, that's what we're working on right now, is to maximize the solar capacity of the solar panel on your chainsaw, so it would have the power to take care of stuff.
I got to leave it out in the sun for 12 hours just to open up a beer can with it. How am I supposed to get my choring done if I can't even get me a good chainsaw? I'm trying to be all environmentally healthy and everything. I think I'm probably just going to end up just shit canning it and dumping it in the reservoir with the rest of the junk. Well, they're kind of
I'd like to say, sir, that those batteries inside there those are not the types of things that you want to just throw in any old reservoir. There's probably a phone number on the back.
I got a couple old Jeeps in there. A couple of fellas who really burned me back in the day,
I'd have to say that you would probably want to put those in the back of the look on the back of the battery, and there's probably a phone number there which tells you how to dispose of those batteries safely.
Oh, hell, I'll just throw in the reservoir along with that there exercise bike Rhonda don't never use.
Well, we'll let you go, caller. CSB, you're on the air.
I had an idea of a way you could make energy. You could make a generator that extracts power from things that rock. We could, hook it up to KISS, rock all night. We'd have enough power to keep rocking until the morning sun.
Well, what about the power that goes into all of their lights in their stage show?
They wouldn't need, the lights in the stage show. I mean, they wouldn't have to rock. They could just, stand around in the field, and they'd still rock because they're KISS, It's they don't need to be rocking to rock. I mean, as long as the energy to rock is there, then we can harness it and use it and exploit it.
Well, if you say.
Well, right. I mean, nobody thought that, KISS would be rocking 20 years later, but they're still rocking, It's I think that if they as a band can be around and make bad records for this long, I think that they can build up enough power to, power my toaster oven so I can make some toast, And, they'd be helping out, like the little guy, which is me. Because it's my house don't run on, free love or nothing.
We'll take that into consideration. I just don't know about the feasibility of it.
All right. Well, if you're sitting in your basement making concoctions when it's raining outside, let that thought, slip into your head and try and make something, to that, caliber, keep it, keep on rocking, guys.
CSB, you're on the air.
Oh, yeah. Hey, guys, I just recently came up with something.
Yes, and what is that?
The other day I was tinkering around the garage, and I, got a hold of some old toasters and tape decks and, curling irons and whatever junk was laying around. And I whipped up this generator that makes electricity out of fear. and I wanted to test it out, right? So I hooked the thing up to my Chihuahua, and it works great. These little shivering bastards powering the whole house. What's really cool is whenever the cat walks into the room, the lights get a little bit brighter.
Can I ask how you actually are scaring this animal?
Because the Chihuahua is frightened all the time, so it's constant energy.
That's intriguing. So if you got a whole team of Chihuahuas, you could power an entire city.
Well, one's good enough for the house. He's got fear for everybody.
That's
hell, geez, half a dozen of them running pretty good Tri-City block.
Well, that's incredible.
Especially on the 4th of July. Oh, man. Power surge.
You just save that energy, you know.
Might overload the generator.
Now, is this a natural state for the Chihuahua?
You ever see a Chihuahua? They just sit and shiver. They're scared of everything.
They are very skittish animals.
So the animal rights activists, they couldn't really go after you for something like this,
could they?
No,
it doesn't hurt them. I mean, it makes his little fur prick up a little bit.
How many hours?
His eyes are a little bit wider, but otherwise he's fine.
How many hours a day would you say that you keep your little Chihuahua hooked up to this?
Oh, I keep him hooked up all the time. He just sits there in the one spot.
And is he able to move around at all?
Well, okay, I got to disconnect him, whenever he has to go pee.
Yes.
Because, and next thing you know, I've got a conductive pool in the middle of the floor.
That's right. Well, you might be able to use his urine in the future to power your car. What do you think about that?
Oh, great. Well, then Chihuahuas could do it all. But, a Chihuahua really doesn't generate all that much urine. I mean, they can, they can get a good couple of ounces. Pretty good for an animal its size. Like a urine dog would be like a Great Dane or something with a good football-sized bladder,
Well, every drop counts.
Oh, yeah, but I've been thinking with this fear generator thing. I'm thinking about testing it on larger animals, but I need ones that are easily frightened like Chihuahuas. I was thinking like some criminally insane people, maybe some soccer moms,
No, I think it's quite easy to scare the common person. In fact,
small children.
In fact,
easily frightened. You get a bunch of 6-year-olds, wire them up, sit them in front of faces of death. You run the whole town, and the hospital could run itself. With all the critically wounded and people in pain.
We could just start spreading false rumors to the patients. Tell them, you have cancer or something when they're really just in for like a minor operation.
When you hook them up to the machine, all you got to do is tell them it's some sort of monitoring device or something.
You could do a fake brownout every so often just to panic them. The possibilities are endless with this machine. You say this technology is perfected.
Well, I mean, it's not perfected. I mean, but any electrical-based system's gonna have its quirks.
Well,
before I really hook you guys up with one, I'm gonna wait until the patents get through.
All right. Well, certainly feel free to contact us at Scruggs Corp, Alternative Energies, because we're quite interested in that. A product like that is quite amazing.
All right, cool.
All right, thank you, Carter. CSB, you're on the air.
How about elephants?
How about elephants?
Well, elephants, man, they're pretty big, first of all. And second of all, and way more importantly, their emotional response systems bruise pretty easily. Wouldn't they generate lots and lots of power if they were frightened?
One would think so.
Yeah, man. So how do you scare an elephant? Well, first of all, where are we going to find an elephant?
That's just it. A lot of them are, we're talking endangered species, or darn near endangered species here.
Well, the generator doesn't harm them.
But it would be the fact they'd be in captivity.
Is that enough to scare them?
Well,
should we start with elephants at the zoo because they have little kids shouting at them all day?
Can I ask you this, sir? Have you ever seen a frightened elephant?
I'd imagine it would probably be a handful.
Do you know what elephants do when they're frightened?
Probably not play the violin.
They kick, they shout, and they stampede. So they trample. I personally would not want to be around a frightened elephant. It's one thing.
It's in captivity already. It can't stampede very far, I'm sure we could get it just scared for a second, not
seeing the reaction,
raging, just utter pachydermal belligerence.
Yes, but there's still a capacity for the elephant to harm itself, being that large.
Okay, who are you, old man?
I'm Dr. Otto Tannenbaum.
Tannenbaum. I don't see you on the registry.
Oh. I am. What registry are you looking at? Have you got the updated registry?
Oh, shit, you're right. This one's from, like, 02, man. Never mind. Yeah, I'm sure you're on the new one. Anyway, we're talking about elephants, right?
Yes.
What scares them, man?
Yeah, I think elephants are sort of a dead end. I really think that due to the sheer lack of numbers of elephants, plus the nature nuts.
Oh, there's plenty of them, man.
The nature nuts will go crazy.
Think of how much energy one would generate. So, like, you know, I mean, sure there aren't, like, well, yes, there's tons and tons, but there aren't, like, millions and millions of elephants. But wouldn't, like, the good handful we got be enough?